Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all well and hope you can hear me. Apologies for the slight delay in the start to the proceedings this evening. Uh, Beyond my control, I think is the right word. Hopefully, you can all hear me. As mentioned, if there's any problems with the sound or the picture, then please let me know. But we should be able to dive straight into this. First up, we will have a game between the Vikings and the Badgers, as requested by uh, the managers. Well, by Paul, but agreed with Tato for sure. First of all, let's have a quick look at the standings. No surprises, you should have all seen it by now. Crossroads still ahead, despite being held to a draw against Stanley last time out. Badgers closing in, great defensive record for those guys. And as mentioned, we still have 5 teams looking for the first win of the season, which could come tonight. Of course, we're looking at some of them here. I don't think any of them are playing each other though, so they will have to get the, if not lucky, then they will have to be good to beat some of the other teams who already have a win to their name. But this is the fixtures as we have this evening. As mentioned, we starting off with the Vikings against the Badgers. Let's first have a look at the home side. We go here to the Vikings team. A couple of changes from last match. There was, I think, a couple of things that didn't work entirely as the manager had expected. So this is how he's lining up this evening. Cafu and Baum are still on the wings. Emerson in a little bit more of an attacking, creative role. Maybe that's going to make the difference for the Vikings this evening. We will have to wait and see how that pans out for them. Uh, right, go back. Here we are. They are up against the Badgers. Rossini is out injured, so Romero comes in. I think he's going to be in trouble if he doesn't score tonight, according to his manager. Apart from that, we've got Shimkoviak in on the right wing. Mendieta, obviously the new signing, is hoping to continue the great form that he showed in the first game. But it'll be all down to Romeo. How he replaces Rossini will be the big question that we will have to see if we can get answered tonight. So, without further ado, let's kick off the first game of the evening. Vikings against the Badgers. And yeah, we'll run till 45. A little bit of time pressure this evening, so apologies for that. But if I could ask you to please be clear and concise and not too slow in your instructions at 45 and 60, that would be greatly appreciated. We kick this one off. Vikings against Badgers. Vikings, as mentioned, looking for a good result here to get their season up and running and to kind of take over where Jens left. And Badgers, of course, looking to continue. The reigning champions had a good result last time out and hoping for more of the same. It's a good start for both sides. No goal for Badgers though, but they had a couple of chances. Robert was definitely involved. Um, Look as if Jeremy's picked up the first yellow of the evening, and I mean he is a combative central defensive midfielder, so of course he's going to be in amongst the action. His manager won't be too happy. Another yellow shown there. I kind of missed who that was for, but we will have a look at halftime, of course. Parade is getting involved. Um, Ryan Giggs down the left-hand side, a bit of a cheat code historically, Ryan Giggs with all his assists, but it looks as if he has not been able to create anything so far coming up till half time. And there was Shimkoviak to Nikiforenko. A good link up play there by Badgers, making it 1-0 just before the break. Have a look at the stats from the first half. It did appear as if Vikings had a few shots on target, but nothing really seems to have materialized in terms of the stats. So that's not good news for the managers. We will have a quick, or for the manager rather, we'll have a quick look at the Vikings here. Sixes and sevens, Emerson already down on 78% fitness. That's probably going to be the main issue for Paul. We'll have a look at them here so we can see them in formation as well. Yeah, not a great performance against a very strong Badgers side. And as mentioned, Emerson down to 78% fitness. Hopefully that should be enough for Paul to consider. While he does that, we will have a quick look at the Badgers team. It was, of course, as mentioned, the assist for Szymkowiak and CC Roberts getting a 6, Romeo a little bit better on a 7. Apart from that, a good, strong first performance and no real fitness issues for the Badgers as far as I could see. Let's make it a bit clearer. Here they are. Tato says as is for now, so we will have a look at Vikings and we will see if Paul wants to make any changes. We'll let it run to 60. I mean, they're by no means out of it, but of course the numbers could look a little bit better. As is for now, says Paul. That's great. We roll to 60 and we see if Vikings can find a way back into this. Simeone getting involved there early on. Cafu coming down the right-hand side. Aymar getting in there. Baumer getting involved as well. Oh, and it skipped straight to 70. Apologies for that. Um, Certainly a little bit more. Let's have a quick look at that. Well, it looked as if they had more Vikings, but it hasn't materialized in terms of shots on target. So maybe something for the manager to consider as we look at the condition of the players as well. Simeone and Emerson both in their 70s now. Match rating. Yeah, defensively, people are doing relatively well. Cafu only on a 6 though. Paredes, Thierry Henry on 7s, but Aymar, Jeremies and Emerson, Simeone all on 6s, unfortunately, for the manager. He does have Esteberia on the bench, who could potentially come in and do something. Patsasoglu in, yeah, there's not really much need for a defensive midfielder, but he could eventually come on. Jeremies is on a 6, so we will see what he says. We'll go over and have a look at batches in the meantime. CC Roberts disappointingly on a 6, but everyone else seems to be doing relatively well. They're all on 8s. Conditions, Edgar Davids is down to 74. The manager might want to consider that. He does have Ashley Lyth on the bench as a possible option to throw in somewhere, somehow. Maybe to be considered. If we look at his stats, everyone is doing relatively well. CC for Amoroso, the rest can stay. We will do that. CC Roberts for Amoroso, the rest can stay. And we go over to Vikings and see what Paul has in store for us in terms of any changes that he would like to make. A tricky one with the bench. It's not blessed with attacking options, apart from Esteberia, obviously. But we'll see. Let's see. Esteberia, Aymar, up top. Forward arrows on Simeone and Emerson. So presumably like this. I don't think that can be interpreted any other way unless you want the arrows longer, but I think we will run with this for now. There we go. Oh, and 13 minutes just disappeared in the blink of an eye. Nothing really the players could do in that amount of time, but Vikings are trying now. They had a couple of chances there. Yellow card for Simeone, though, and it's initiative back to the Badgers. Romero, Nikiforenko, here comes Giggs. Romero again, trying to impress his manager, giving a rare start here, but Badgers hold on. It's a 1-0 victory. Not a lot happening since halftime, really. Badgers very, very solid looking at the back. Still only conceded 1 goal this season, and Vikings still looking for a win. Have a look at the player stats here. Simeone on a 6. Aymar stays on a 6. Esteberia didn't really do much, and Cafu has not been performing particularly well during that game either. Over on the other side, we have Chimkoviak, who was another new signing. He'll be very pleased as manager to see that from him. A 9 and an assist. Nikiforenko getting an 8 and a goal. And Amoroso coming on to a 6. It's Nikiforenko's year, you know, right? Well, it's going to be something. We'll have to see how it goes. Of course, he's off to a good start. I mean, we're talking about contribution. That's at 4 and 4. So that's pretty solid from him. Good. We move on. We move on. And we'll take the games as they come. We've got Los Santos coming up now against Foster Road. I think Los Santos are pretty much. I think Los Santos are pretty much unchanged. Indeed, they are unchanged for Hopkins and the Los Santos boys, who've had a bit of an okay-ish but not great start to the season. 10th, still looking for. They're looking for a little bit of luck, a little bit of inspiration from somewhere. Of course, with the attacking options not being the best, he's going to have to rely on the ones that he have coming up with something. Nedved there has been delivering okay this season from midfield, and Ebisand. Well, we'll see what will happen with Ebisand if he will score from that AMC role. And they're up against Foss Road, who also did not make a huge amount of changes. Something about Jardel, as I remember, coming in. They have no injuries to speak of. This was the 2-2 game last time out. And yeah, a strong start to the season, and they'll obviously be looking to do a little bit better than they did against Stanley, and get their season back to winning ways after that 2-2 draw. So those are the unicorns. They are up against Los Santos, and we'll see how this one pans out. Good start for Foss Road there. Had the early initiative, a couple of chances for them. Yellow card dished out to Gerard, and it was Verong from 20 yards with the opener for Foss Road. Looking to dominate early here. They've definitely been the better side so far, but Nedved comes forward. Sand is there as well. Lisa Rasu and Pizarro connecting with each other. Lisa Rasu's name popping up again. Ebesan's name popping up again, but not turning into a gold. There is Cambiaso. Had a good debut for Foss Road, but we don't see more of him until the break. Strong display from Foss Road. I know the manager's in the chat. I have seen him. So Smuts, your changes. Of course, I don't think I've seen Hopkins around, but we'll have a quick look at Los Santos first just to see how the guys are performing. It's mainly 7s and 6s in terms of condition. There's nothing really to concern anyone here. Meanwhile, over at Foss Road, there's a mixed bag here. Verong really doing a spectacular job on a 9. Gerard as well. He was the one who picked up the yellow card. Everyone else is at 7 and 6. Fitness-wise, you are looking okay. And in terms of the performance stats, some key headers for Turan. For Alex, 7 headers for Ortega. Oh, he didn't win any of them. I see. And Smart says as is, so that's fine. And I don't think Hopkins is here, so we roll for Los Santos till 60. Hopefully, we'll be a little bit better at stopping that than we were in the last game. First 5 minutes, not a lot happened. Yellow card for Foss Road. Sorry, for Los Santos. Foss Road with a good free kick opportunity, but not turning that into a goal. It's Los Santos coming back the other way. They have had a couple of chances themselves. Pavel Nedved getting involved again. And then we are at the 60-minute mark. And again, Smuts, if there's anything you see that you would like to change, then feel free to let us know. A bunch of 6s in your team. Turam, Alex, Sambrota, and Crespo, disappointingly, after his good start to the season, is down on a 6. A quick look at Los Santos in the meantime. No fitness concerns. Everyone on 6s and 7s. And that's where they are at. I can see Los Santos header going in, says Alf. Is it so? Well, they have been dominating Van der Vaart. Alex, we will do that for you. Van der Vaart comes on for Alex on the left side, and that's it. And we'll run the last half hour and see if Alf is right in his prediction that Los Santos might get a header here. Pizarro certainly trying, and trying again. Crespo was offside there. To be fair, it has been all Los Santos since that. Oh, and they were unlucky there. It was pretty much all Los Santos since the 60-minute mark. Let's see if they can take advantage. Tavy with a fine save. No, it's Crespo who puts the final nail in the coffin for the Los Santos side this evening. They did have a fairly good fight back there in the second part of the second half. Good amount of chances created, but ultimately Crespo and Foss Road just proved a little bit too strong. Routine victory. Well, that is confidence for you. Obviously, with the pressure being put on by the Badgers with that early victory, Foss Road keen to assert their dominance and pick up all 3 points here. Biscan, the bright light, along with Lisa Rasu for Los Santos. Apart from that, 6s and 7s are not looking too good. And over on the other side, Roy Keane picking up the man of the match award. He went on to get the assist there. Obviously, 19 tackles, 14 of them won. Big display from him. 9 points away from home. I mean, I think a lot of people struggle to collect 9 points away from home during a whole season. So congratulations to you already with that record. That's definitely a good away record. Not something that we see very often in the Super League, but good result. And we move on to the next game of the evening, which will be Sancti Salutis against Dudley Hill. So we have Duggan up against Stee. I think both managers are in the chat. Interesting. Let's see what Dudley Hill has to offer. Of course, they had that big convincing 3-0 win against Haggis last time out. We have a look at the tactics. They have Collins in here. They have Kerr, Van Bommel, Roberto Carlos is on the wing, Dyer, Perry, Chris Perry. Indeed, Chris Perry. I thought it was John Terry. I think that was the last time I made that mistake, or we made that swap. Trezeguet and Shevchenko up front. It persists with Trezeguet. I'm not sure for how long he's going to be persisting with Trezeguet for, but but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. They are, as mentioned, up against Duggan and the Sancte side. they have had a tricky start to the season, and they've made a bit of a tactical change here for this one. Look past Trezeguet. Yes, he does. But if he scored goals, I'm sure you'd be happier. A bit of a tactical change here. If we see last time out, they had played with two up top, and they've now gone one up top with Montella, and backhand goals behind. Ambrosini in midfield, Takinadi in the defensive midfielder's role. So we'll see. We'll see if Duggan can and his Sancte boys can find the point. Another one of those sides that are without a win. It's not been a great start to the show for those teams who are still looking for a win. But we kick this one off and we see how they go. Sancte at home should give them a slight advantage against Dudley Hill. See if their new tactic can do something to upset. Oh, what is Collins? No one is stopping Collins once he's on a roll, and Dudley Hill take the early lead 6 minutes in. They are up 1-0 against Sancte. Last ditch tackles from Montero is all I saw there. Really an amazing player. Will be go a long way to get Dudley Hill into the playoffs and potentially do well there if they can keep him off the yellow cards. He had no chance against back though. Equalizer from the captain, Sancte captain, there on the half-hour mark. Duggan will be very pleased with that. Going into the break, one down would not be a good look. Could they even make it one better here? Oliver Kahn with a good save. I thought it was going Sancte's way, but it looks as if Dudley's putting on the pressure, and that has not worked out well. Paul Scholes pick up a yellow card, toe sucker as we call him, with a yellow card there. Duggan, you're obviously here, so if you want to do anything or just leave it as is, then please let us know. Ambrosini Central maybe and Totti up there. You are chasing the game, who knows? We'll wait and see what you say to this one. I think it will go straight to halftime after, so just centralize back and keep the arrows and all else. We do that. I think it will skip straight to halftime anyway, potentially. Or did it go to the second half? Is that what has happened? I think we're in the second half. I do apologize. I thought it would go straight to the. Nah, yeah. Anyway, I think we're in the second half. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but we'll pretend it's halftime now. So any changes that you would like to make, here are your fitness numbers, and here are your ratings. Sixes for Lauers and Jagatas. Scores, of course, with a 6. Totti as well on a 6. Yeah, half time, Steve. I think so too. I think so too. Over on the Dudley Hill side, Soroczynski is on the 9. Yeah, it's half time now. I think I saw the 45 up in the corner. Thanks. I confused myself there with added time and what have you. Impensa for Montella, an arrow of Totti, please done, says Duggan. So I will do that. Impensa for Montella, an arrow of Totti, done. Okay, that's great. Excellent. And Steve, anything for you here? Tony for Trezeguet, and that's it. Fresh blood straight off. First 15 minutes of the second half coming up, and we'll see how it goes. Good start from Dudley Hill to the second half. Put a lot of pressure on there, and there is Luca Toni. But unfortunately, the Montero is injured. I presume straight shot swap for Eric Addo, but you can let me know if you want to do anything else. Meanwhile, we'll treat this as 60 because we're on 57. So if there is anything else that you want to change, then please feel free to give me a quick shout on that as well. Duggan will treat this as 60 as well, as it's on 57. So if you want to do anything here, you've got Van Bronckhorst potentially, extended areas on wing backs and thingy for other guy. Do that. That's it. And here's C format. There we go. Right. We'll run until the end and see if Sancte can find a way back into this, or if Dudley can indeed hang on right until the end. Will those long arrows prove effective for Sancte? Wingert creating a little bit more, maybe. He is a man down, but we have seen in the past in the Super League that that doesn't seem to really matter. Equalizers and even winners have come from teams who have been down to 10, but it looks as if it's a bit of a struggle here. There was Hersey, though, involved somehow. Dudley Hill trying their best. Jorgatas, free kick. Oh, that was all a little bit chaotic right at the end there. Unfortunately for Sancte, their search for the first win of the season continues. Dudley Hill with a good performance, probably helped a little bit by the red card, but overall very decent. We will have a look at the Dudley tactics. Oh, Solzhenitsky and Collins with an assist and a goal on a 10 there. Nikiforenko against Collins. What a clash that would be of the two AMCs to see who gets the better of that. Tony with the goal there. Ado and Hersey didn't do much, came in and were kind of there. Over on the other side, great performance from Oliver Kahn, from Bach, from Arkle, Lausen. There was actually quite a few players mic'd off as well. Quite a few players that did relatively well for Sancte, but this has not overall been a good night for him. We'll obviously see how long Montero's out for Dudley Hill. Scholes will be one game for Sancte. That's standard in the Super League, one game red card. Um, Next up, we have Sloths against East Coast Cosmos. So that should be another one. Dimple was quite vocal about the being up against the narrow. These are his tactics for the evening, so you will see they're slightly amended with the two AMCs being reduced to one. Ronaldinho in the central role. Lee Boyer moves into central midfield. Kovalchuk, Celius, and Gattuso. The DMC line, Robin on the left, Agat on the right, Rustico and Giuliano at the back, and Bartes in goal. I mean, it's a strong side. I'd struggle to see why East Coast have had such a relatively poor start to the season. Um, Evening busy parenting. Stanley played. No, Mike, Stanley haven't played yet, so you are in time for that. We have East Coast against Sloths coming up right now. And here's the Sloth side that they are facing. I believe I have this correct. Um, but do feel free to let me know if there's anything that I have missed out. It has been a kind of a hectic week, unfortunately, but here we are. It should be right as far as I remember, but I do have a slight suspicion that it isn't. So if it's missed out, then please let me know and I will fix it straight away. V4 version, but doesn't really, man. But you see, it probably does. It probably does. So a quick amendment here. And we will do this on the fly. Apologies for this. Will only take a couple of seconds. Now we'll get this adjusted. And it should be called Sloths version 4. But I believe the players are in the relatively similar positions. So once again, my apologies for this. It should have been because we've got Johnson coming in, haven't we? Exactly, we have got Ronnie coming into the center there. So apologies, Alf. Unfortunately, this had slipped and Makelele there. I think we are then just missing Mackay and Brooking and is it Mackay and Brooking and Shearer and Kessman has to swap. There we go. Should be about right. And Cudicini, Rema, Fiore, and Frank on the bench. Apologies for the slight delay and confusion there. Sometimes these things unfortunately happen, but at least we caught it in time, and I believe this is the right lineup that was requested by the manager, which I feel is only fair. Indeed, because Ronnie Johnson in there is an important thing for Alf. So, without further ado, or tactical amendments, we will lose anyway. I doubt it. I doubt it, Alf. I doubt it. But let's have a look and see how it goes. Sloss up against East Coast. Certainly a chance for early chance for Ronaldinho there, but the possession early door seems to have been very much split evenly between the two sides. Shearer and Kessman trying to connect. They have obviously had a bit of luck in the last game. Good save by Bartes. And Barukink is there, continue to come forward. Both sides actually continue to come forward, but whether it's actual chances or not, or just looking kind of active, I'm not sure. Constantino opens the scoring for East Coast. Okay. It seems like there is quite a significant delay on the actual stream. I will put something in the chat and hopefully that is live. Hopefully the stream software will catch up. We'll try our best. I do apologize for this. It seems as if the stream software is lacking severely behind. Hopefully we should be back now. I don't know if there's much I can do about it. I will just run with it. But hopefully it will be okay. Long live the duck. Indeed, indeed, long live the duck. Unfortunately, I think it's a latency setting on the YouTube Studio side that I didn't remember to update, but we'll have a look. Anyway, I will pretend that you can see this, and I will just wait for your instructions. So these are the mass stats in halftime. Sloths are like this. Fitness is okay. Match rating is like this. Dimple has set as is, so that's okay. I'll show you the stats and the condition as well. And Alf, if you want to make any changes or if you want to continue as is until 60, then please confirm. I will try and assess how long it's gonna. Franco Bashira, okay. So it seems that you're caught up, so that's good. Thanks. Okay, we'll run this until 60, and that should be it. 52 minutes on the clock already. East Coast still with the lead. No way back in yet for Sloths. And then we are on 60 minutes. Left Rapulus with a good save. 3 yellow cards so far for Sloths. Let's have a look at the condition. It's all sixes, so you could swap anyone, to be honest. And here are the percentages of fitness and the match rating there again. So any changes you would like to make out, then please let me know. Dimple, over to you. Celia's on a 9, Gattuso on a 6, Boy on a yellow on a 7. If there are any changes you would like to make at this point, then please let me know. Condition-wise, you are good. And Alf says switch Franca and Kessman will do with pleasure. And Dimple goes as is. Anything else for you, Alf, or this is done? He says, okay, so we run until the end, last half hour. Let's see if Sloss can find a way back into this, or if East Coast have found a medicine to deal with the infection of the narrow formation that's spreading throughout the league. Excellent play by Sloths, but didn't really come to anything. A very strong defensively tonight, East Coast with Rustico back there. Constantino having a chance there again, but doesn't double the lead. Could that come back to haunt them with the last couple of chances here for Sloths? Doesn't look like it. East Coast in control again, but it is Taribo West. They are coming forward. Kesman to Franco. Brooking is there as well. Yellow card for Gattuso, but that's it. It stays 1-0 for East Coast. I believe it was Gattuso indeed who picked up the yellow right there at the end. Better display from East Coast. 8 shots, 5 on target, 4 and 3 for Sloths. Not the worst performance, but we will have a look at the stats of the players here. 6, 7s, and 8s, sort of evenly spread. Decent effort from Brooking. Everyone else struggling. Or maybe struggling is a strong word, but they didn't have the best game. Southgate on a 6, a little bit upsetting after his excellent debut. Ronnie Johnson coming in only getting a 7. Manager will be hoping for the return of Yap Stam. Over on the other side, we've got Celius on a 9. Overall, a great performance from East Coast. Good. He got the assist. Constantino with a goal. A couple of guys still on a 7, but a tough away game. He will be more than happy with the result, I think. At least getting the 3 points on the board and an away win. We continue with the derby north of the border, Haggis against Exiles. I don't think either manager is around, so we will probably just go as they are. Kluivert van Nistelrooy Del Vecchio comes in for Carla Shax, who's been kind of poor. I think that was the only change for the Haggis. Over at Exiles, we've got Farias coming in, and something else happened that I can't fully remember, but but that was it. Farias is definitely the one of the changes. Aha, it was Kutusov and Milito, of course. The Milito who picked up the injury is out at the back. So we'll kick off Haggis against Exiles and see who get the bragging rights of the Scottish Derby here. It's a good early start from both sides, actually. Someone picked up a yellow. I missed, unfortunately, who that was, but certainly both sides have had good chances. 2 for the challenge for Saeed. He only picks up a yellow for that one. That could have been a tricky one. I'd prefer not to have any red cards in this one with neither manager. I think in the chat, Del Vecchio with the opener for Haggis. You were here when Ibrahim Saeed missed a penalty. You can tell your grandchildren that because apparently that doesn't happen very often. Huge surprise there, and not something that his manager, who actually sets penalty takers, will be will be too happy about. So don't think anyone saw that one coming. It seemed a little bit more entertaining to me, to be honest, than 2 shots each. But I guess that's what it was. A bunch of yellows here for Petkov, for Said, for Gomez. All of the fitnesses are looking good, so we will run till 60 for both managers. Constanzo's on 100% always confuses me to have the goalkeeper in the middle, but there you go. Everyone else on 6s and 7s. As mentioned, as neither manager is in the chat, we will continue to run until 60 and see if there are any changes to be made at that stage. Figo getting involved, Estrada, a couple of the Argentinians look like it could have been another penalty for Haggis there, but it wasn't given. Let's see if there are any fitness issues to concern ourselves with. There does not seem to be for the Haggis, and for Exiles it's the same. So we run until the end. See if Exiles can find a way back into this, or if Haggis can hold on. They've been blowing hot and cold in the last couple of games. Haggis obviously a 3-0 win and then a 3-0 beating against Dudley Hill. Not the best for them, but it seems as if they're on course for the 3 points here. Slightly the better side in the second half, perhaps. Just about edged it. Very even as it was at halftime. 5 shots each, 2 on target for Haggis, 3 for Exiles, but Haggis holds on for the win. Man of the match awards for Del Vecchio, who got the goal. The assist was for Robert Pires, and only Ruud van Nistelrooy sits on a 6. Over at the Exiles, a bunch of 7s, a couple of 8s. I mean, they don't really create enough, and they don't score goals. And when that's the case, then winning quickly becomes difficult. Haggis gets the bragging rights for Scotland, and we move on to Stackington against Fulchester. Both Ross and Dan, I've seen you about, so hopefully your squads are good, lined up the way that you've meant them to be. And we avoid another slots issue, but there they are, as you can see. Hopefully, all good. Slight tweak for Stackington. They've obviously left Miller out. Kelso moves central, 2 up top. A little bit of a change, sort of reverse of what Dimble was doing with his side, with the AMCs and swapping around the guys up front, Duggan as well. And they are up against Fulchester. Oh, Carini needs a number. I hope you don't mind this 28. We can give him 50 just for a laugh. So he will be there. Up against Fulchester, who of course Anelka is still out injured for them. Zanetti is now out injured. Materazzi is out, suspended after that red card. Viali comes in and Torres starts. And I think that's pretty much it in terms of the changes for them. Beckham, of course, is in there. Vogel and Frey keeps his place in goal. I'm not sure who the captain was meant to be, but we can let the game decide. Of course, Dan, if you want to change it or pick a specific captain, then please let me know. If not, then I'm sure it will also be okay. Daniel Anderson needs a number. He gets 27. Game decides. Thanks. That's great. So Johan Vogel will be the captain as you take on Stackington. Good. A lot of good possession for Fulchester here in the beginning. Beckham involved, Michelin involved, Vogel involved, Stewart involved. But against the run of play, it's Bolaño who opens the scoring for Stackington on 25 minutes. Um, one of the new I don't think we've seen. Have we seen Bolaño so far this season? He's the central midfielder that I didn't recognize. So I'm not sure if I've seen him before this season. But he opens the scoring for Stackington, who continues to be in control of the game right up until the last minute before the half when Beckham fires in the equaliser. Good comeback there from Fulchester, who had the early initiative. Stackington clearly took over, but Fulchester comes back into it right before halftime. Two shots, both on target. 4-4 for Stackington. Very, very efficient uh, attacking play here. Poor tackling from Fulchester, but we'll see if his manager wants to make any changes to improve on that. Decour, who it was with the assist, sixes and sevens, not looking fantastic. The fitness is good, but I think yeah, there's a lot of candidates for taking a place on the bench if you want to make any changes at halftime, Ross. If not, then we'll run till 60. He says as is, so that's fine. Over in Fulchester's corner, David Beckham is on a yellow, Vogel is on a 6, Anderson is on a 6, Michelin on a 6, Viali on a 6. Um, not an overwhelming amount of huge improvements available on the bench, maybe. Adilson could probably come in for Torres. He sticks for now, but we run till 60 and we see if Fulchester wants to make any changes then, or if either manager wants to. There's on 50. Oh, accidental pause on 53. We'll just let it run a little bit further before you get the opportunity. We're in a good run of play there, and it's Fernando Torres who gets the goal for Fulchester. They're 2-1 up against Stackington, and we take an extra 5 minutes. Apologies for that. Fulchester, those are your numbers. Viali on a 6 is probably the only one who's looking like a possible substitute. Danielson down to 81%. Those are what you've got to deal with. Over on the other side, we've got Stackington. No interesting news there. Everyone's on 6s, a couple of guys on 7s. Bolaño's still the sole goal scorer for them, and no fitness issues. So plenty of candidates for both managers for making some changes. Rivaldo, an obvious option on the bench. Dan says leads us for Viali, so we'll go and do that. And he says cheers. I guess that means that's it. Return to the match. We go over to Stackington. Elba for Saviola. We will do that. And we will do Rivaldo for Kim Kellstrom. There we go. And that's it. Thank you very much for swift and decisive actions by both managers there. Let's see if Colchester can hold on to this or if Stackington can find a way back in. 20 minutes still to play, and it's a couple of chances for both sides actually. Stackington definitely not out of it. Colchester could close it, and Fernando Torres does exactly that just before the end. 3-1 to Colchester, who definitely had by far the better of the second half. They were 2-2 at halftime for chances. They finish on 10-6, Stackington 4-4. And not something that the manager will be particularly impressed by. And tackles one also evened out. Let's have a quick look at the Stackington performances. There were 7s everywhere. Then we got to the attacking players and we were down to 6s. 1-7 for Comandini there. Elba came on for a 7, but didn't really have any. Not sure what he gets a 7 for, but fair enough. Fulchester, on the other hand, it's a couple of 9s thrown in there. Fernando Torres, a surprise man of the match. Daniel Anderson, Stewart, and Vogel with the 3 assists. overall a solid performance from him. No injuries, nothing to worry about. And given the luck that he's had in the last couple of games, then he'll probably be pretty pleased with this to not lose anyone to injuries or suspensions. That takes us to Stanley against Northern Burn. I believe Ian went as is. Let me double check. Indeed, indeed, Ian goes as is. Um, Not the best start for the season for Northern Burn, but they are up into sixth, and slowly, I feel like his side will start to gel, and maybe Dede will Dede will one day be happy and actually get a game. Remains to be seen whether that will happen. Mike was around earlier, so if you are still here, then Mike, then you can of course uh, have a look at your lineup and see if it's accurate. I believe so, but do feel free to point out if there's anything that I have missed in this particular setup. Um, I won't say a start to the season. They are in fourth, Red Rose, and obviously he's done a little bit of a tweaking with the AMC. Semak did well at midfield. I think he's moved him to the AMC role. I think that was one of the changes from the one of the changes from last time out. Yeah, indeed, Pine to go to the bench and Scally's out, so that those were the changes. Indeed. Um, all good. I guess we are pretty much ready for the action then. Yes, all good, says Mike. So happy to hear that. Just indeed. Well, I will have to accept, of course. Apologies for that. Uh, Indeed, transfers to be negotiated. That's ongoing as well. Uh, and oh, not the rare Northern Burn away kit. There's a treat for everyone. We kick off this one. Stanley at home to Northern Burn. Northern Burn with the best chances there, but we jump immediately to 26 minutes and Patrick Vieira picks up a yellow card. Sally Hamage is involved there for Stanley. But then it turns lavender and yellow, I guess it is, and it's Emerton who I've been criticizing heavily because I don't like him for the first couple of games, who opens the scoring for Northern Burn, who take a 1-0 lead into the break. Not a lot to write home about for Stanley here. Ronaldo on a 7, the central defenders on 7s as well. Everyone else apart from Nicky Butt on 6s. Fitness-wise, we are doing okay. So if there are any changes, Mike, then please let us know. If not, doesn't feel good this game. As is, please. Right? Okay. Ian, I'm guessing as is, but if you could please confirm, that would be greatly appreciated. Patrick Vieira on a yellow, and no fitness concerns for Northern Burn. Yeah, and we can dwell while we wait. Oh, we don't have to wait. Ian's already replied, but I was gonna say lavender and mustard is a great combo. Is it mustard? Is it a bit bright for mustard? I don't know. I'm not an expert in colors. Ian will no doubt correct us. We roll till 60 and see if either manager wants to make a change at that stage. Again, with an early finish, I will have to continue to roll. Apologies for that. But it was Riquelme who got the second for Northern Burn, and we rolled to 60. And there's Salihamidzic pulling one back for Red Rose Stanley. All is not lost, apart from for Maxim Zigalko, who's on a 5. Not sure if the manager will be brave enough to pull him off, but we will see. Those are your numbers. Samak and Zigalko, as mentioned, 5 and 6s. Candela not doing well either. Everyone else on a 7. Fitness-wise, you are looking just fine. Over in the other camp, Northern Burn, he's going to go as is. And as I say that, he says as is. Could be Piccalilli instead of mustard. Indeed, that's a good shout. Actually, Piccalilli has a little bit more of that brightness to it, doesn't it, with the curry powder? Indeed. Um, right, Ian says as is, so we won't dwell too much on this. We'll pop back to Stanley and see if Mike wants to make any changes here. Obviously, you'll be a brave man to take off Tsigalco, but it maybe it's necessary. Maybe it's necessary. Or swap them around, something, anything to try and get a goal out of him. But to drop Maxim would be brave. It would be a brave move. Maybe have a look at the individual player stats while we wait. It was Peterson Semak up to, oh my goodness. We are going for it here. Semak up to striker and Marcelinho arrow to AMC. Done. Excellent. Thanks very much, Mike. Good to see managers trying something when they're changing the game. Nothing too drastic, but hopefully for him, drastic enough. Did have a 2-2 draw last time out against Foss Road, so it could be 20 minutes to go here. Westerlo with a good save. It is Northern Burn who are coming forward and creating chances, and just like that, we run out of time. And the game has finished 2-1 to Northern Burn, away win for the Lavender and Piccalilli Northerners. Um, Interesting game. Good action at both ends. Casillas with a 6. Maybe his manager won't be too impressed with that. Patrick Vieira with an assist and an 8. Filippo Nsako with a 6 and an assist. Um, Not what his manager would have wanted, but probably happy to see Riquelme getting goals from that AMC role with the arrow. I'm not sure everyone was expecting that, but positive for the manager nonetheless. Peter Sand picking up the Man of the Match award. I'm not sure if anyone saw that coming. He gets an assist and a 9. Salihamidzic with a goal and a 9. Sigalko did squeeze up to a 6. It's yellow and grey. No, come on. Surely not, Ian. Surely not. Surely not. Either way, that's how the evening ends. Apologies for the slight technical glitch there in the middle. Time pressure was there, definitely. Haggis get the bragging rights north of the border. Los Santos, not a great game for them, but a difficult match against Foss Road, who seem to have been getting the season off to a flying start. Dudley Hill up to third as well with that win against Sancte, who are like maroon's a strong word, but they are definitely struggling at the bottom. East Coast wins away against the Narrow Sloths. Stackenton loses 1-3 against Colchester, who's finding some form under Dan despite the injuries. Northern Burn with that 2-1 victory against Stanley, squeeze up into fifth, and Badgers beat Vikings. We'll have a look at the table just because it's starting to be a little bit, I won't say more interesting, but there are a few more things to look at. Not a good evening for the 5 teams who were without a win, who are still without a win. So sorry guys, you're gonna have to come back again next time and see if you could do a little bit better. We have Sloths, we have Stanley, we have East Coast who are kind of pushing into the top 6. Haggis, Northern Burn, many teams on 7, Dudley Hill on 8, Badgers on 9, and Foss Road on 10. What an away day in the league. Indeed, what an away day it was. I'm not sure Swan is still hanging around, but is that the record? 6 away wins in one? Oh, we'll have to ask him. We'll have to ask him if there's a stat for that. We have a quick look at the fixtures. It's Dudley Hill up against Stanley. Is East Coast against the Badgers. Exiles against the Vikings. Exile both teams with a chance to get a win, of course. We'll see if it ends in a draw, but there are a couple of the teams, yeah, Sloths and Los Santos. Sancte against Haggis and Foss Road against Stackington. Tricky one for Ross there on the road. Still looking for a win, of course. Those are the upcoming games. I don't have the exact game date for you, but I will let you know as soon as possible. First, Ian to go against the grain. Indeed, indeed. Um, that's it for this evening, guys. Apologies for the slight delay. Apologies for the technical glitch. I'm just happy that I managed to actually get the show in this evening. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the results. And I will get back to you with the packs probably at some point tomorrow morning. Thank you very much for hanging around. I will speak to you all soon.